Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all over the world. This is Denzamus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empires free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self-development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share this video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. This video will be a question: why are you stuck in a toxic relationship? Have you ever asked yourself a question as to why you are stuck with a toxic person? Toxic family member, toxic friend, toxic marriage, whatever, wife, husband, even toxic jobs. Actually, in most case scenarios, there's even toxic jobs. Now, if you're dealing with a relationship, the answer is because the narcissist doesn't want you to leave. So they have done everything they can to make sure that they keep you stuck in that relationship, because the narcissist sees you as food. Okay, they wake up and have a snack, so they need you in that relationship, because without you they cannot feed. As disturbing as it may seem, it is the truth. Let's say, for example, it's a family. You're the scapegoat of that family. Eventually you're in a toxic family unit. You can recognize toxicity because you are the black sheep or the scapegoat, or the scapegoat of the family. The narcissistic parent doesn't want you to leave, still, because you are food. They need a scapegoat. That is how they thrive. They need your energy. Yes, they will abuse and everything, but at the same time, they don't want you to leave. If it's an example of a job, for example, why you're stuck in a toxic job environment is because in that job environment, it is the only means you have to survive. I've had some people who have said, for example, that, oh, yes, it's a very difficult job environment. How can I deal with the boss? How can I deal with the supervisors? How can I deal with the workmates? And you're just finding a reason to deal with them, but there's nothing you can do, because it is just, the toxicity is just simply going to continue. Now, a lot of times, I remember having a conversation way back in time, many years ago, with a friend. This person could not just leave the narcissist. Okay, oh, I've been discarded. Okay, what do we do? This and this and this. There was brought back into that relationship. There was hovered back. First time, second time, third time, fourth. So I noticed that actually this particular individual was stuck in that relationship. And I remember one conversation this individual told me in that time. The individual told me that, listen, I have been with this person for a while, and the person actually told me they have surrendered. So this person actually surrendered. Okay, and I think that's one of the most things that empaths will do, like the unawakened empaths. They usually surrender to this abuse. They just accept the abuse, and they're like, okay, they're going to live with these toxic people, and they're just going to accept the abuse to happen. And that's how the cycle just continues going on and on, like pretty much for the rest of their lives. I was stuck with a very toxic individual, narcissist, for years. I tried a few times. I was like, I'm going to leave next week. By the time I was about to leave, I was like, so what am I going to do? How am I going to start everything all over again? How am I going to build my life from scratch? What will I do? How am I going to convince people that this marriage didn't work? How am I going to tell my friends? How was I going to see the world? So everything was about fear. Most of the times, the reason why we are stuck with toxic people is because of fear. So you are fearful of what your parents will say. You just got married last week, or you just got married last year, and everybody's going to ask some questions. Okay, why didn't the marriage work? And it is going to be sometimes a little bit shameful for you to tell them that you have been dating a toxic person, or they did this or they did that, because even then you told them that you was in a toxic situation, but nobody could listen to you. So it is out of that fear that you was like, okay, so you just gonna accept this thing for what it is and just keep on going with the flow and see how things will change. But let me promise you, ladies and gentlemen, when you're dealing with toxic people, these are very dysfunctional people. There is nothing they can do to change, and they will never change. So the abuse only keeps on like worsening with time, because the more you stay with this kind of individuals, is the more this whole entire situation keeps on worsening, and there's pretty much nothing you can do. You have got to learn that the only reason why you're stuck in these toxic situations, relationships, friendships, jobs, I don't know, whatever environment you are, but it's a toxic environment, is because you are actually fearful of leaving that partnership. That is the fear, of course, that the narcissist has put in your inside of your head, that whatever you decide to go out there, you leave me or whatever, you will not be able to survive. That's what the narcissist made you believe, that you cannot survive. You cannot live without them. You need them, but at the same time, you are with them and they are keeping on abusing you. Is that when you know that actually you're dealing with a demon? You need to understand these things, ladies and gentlemen. These people, it is how they operate, okay? These are energy vampires. They need you as food. So the abuse can only provide them with food. If they cannot abuse you, then you're useless. They cannot take anything from you because they don't have any use for you. They need to abuse you so that they can feed. You're dealing with energy vampires. And fear is one of the biggest illusions on this universe. I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, the moment I took a decision to leave a narcissist, that is when I knew that it was very possible there was always a life after narcissistic abuse. I couldn't see this before many years ago. I couldn't understand this. But the moment I knew that it was possible for me to take back my power and to start building my life over again and even go into my healing journey, is when I knew everything was possible. And everything the narcissist ever put in your head, it was an illusion to keep you trapped. It was a lie and it wasn't true. Is why I'm telling you that fear is an illusion. If you can find a way to overcome this fear somehow, which may sometimes take a very long period of time. It took me 7 years to get out of that fear frequency. I could believe that, okay, how am I going to do with the kids? What am I going to do with myself? How am I going to start living a life over again? I had already built so much in that marriage. And sometimes you're looking back at all the things you have built and accumulated over time, and you're thinking that, how are you going to be able to start all over again? Okay, you're going to lose everything. You may leave the kids behind. You're going to leave all these things you have built. Some of you have even got mortgages with these narcissists, and you're thinking that, how are you going to start everything from scratch? It is very painful. It is even very painful for you to think about that. To think about it, that you are going to have to go out there and all of a sudden build everything from scratch. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. For the most of us who have done that work, we have taken that move and we have made that choice. I can promise you, it is one of the best choices you will ever do in your entire life, to leave a toxic person behind. And sometimes I'm also telling you that, yes, these toxic people are very close to you. You know, you can imagine how is a person close to you or even related to you, and they are the same persons or the same individuals that are responsible for the abuse. That means that you're with the wrong person. If a person seems or happens to be saying that they care about you, but at the same time they cannot treat you well, that means that those people, they are not worthy of your presence, and you deserve much more better than a toxic relationship. What am I trying to say in this video is that you need to rise out of that fear, okay? Understand that everything is an illusion. There's nothing they can do. You will be out there. You will be okay, okay? Get out of the fear frequency. Walk away. Understand you're worth more, and you can always have a better life outside of a toxic situation. So let us know what you think about the video in the comment section below. You guys do know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You may donate or support to my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's Denzo signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.